welcome to 30 Art Circle. We're here to discuss the Champions Cup starting today when this video goes out. And so it's something that has been talked about a lot in Pakistan cricket, a competition we're going to discuss के जो किस तरह क्या उसके dynamics हैं, क्या उसका फायदा है, क्या नुकसान है, and then the squads too at the same time. But the best part is Arham is back, and so the dynamic duo essentially अपनी तारीफ नहीं करनी चाहिए, but still I'm just going to do that. It will essentially delve into all things Pakistan, beg your pardon, Champions Cup. But starting with the whole idea about कि ये चीज़ exist भी करनी चाहिए या नहीं. Aram, why are we having the Champions Cup?
Thank you, Emad. It's been a while since we recorded our last podcast together. I think it's good to be back. I think the first question that came to my mind was essentially the same thing as you mentioned. कि इसकी need क्या थी? Because we've spent the last couple of years uh, almost destructing something that was being constructed by you could say some so-called decent individuals who were heading the cricket board at that time. I'm talking about the 2019 2020 era. So तब तक we thought कि things are progressing, although there was a lot of noise around it कि भाई you're essentially destroying the structure that was being laid down for quite some time. And the जो कहते हैं traditional voices, the former cricketers, people who were essentially products of that domestic system, so वो इसकी काफ़ी खिलाफ थे. But अब हम जब देखते हैं कि essentially it is a sugar coated version of the same thing. So क्या नई नीड आई ऐसी 2 साल में कि everyone, the people who used to criticize that structure and that those initiatives have just turned 180 degrees on their heads and started saying that this is the best system that could have been placed. You could argue that the thought or thinking behind it could be pure and genuine, but जो end result नजर आ रहा है, अभी खैर result तो नहीं हम कह सकते, लेकिन जो execution wise in terms of the cricketing structure है, और we'll talk about it later as well कि क्या nitty gritties हैं. तो overall अगर देखें तो बहुत fair question है तुम्हारा.
So Dolphins से हम start लेते हैं. I think they are trying to sort of base them कराची की team के तौर पे, but the players are obviously mixed in every region. And I think they are trying to sort of inculcate some nostalgia as well with Dolphins, Stallions, and Panthers and Stallions. I actually mentioned Stallions. एक दो बार कर दिया. Okay, never mind. So starting with Dolphins, Saud Shaki is the captain. Sarfraz Ahmed is the mentor, of course. Saud Shaki and Sarfraz, I think that's an iconic combo. Now, looking at their team, I am a bit confused about their bowling attack because they have Abbas Afridi, they have Mir Hamza, Fahim Ashraf, not anyone else in particular.
यार they have Samin Gul in, so बाकी
But like,
you're right.
you see, there's no big name there.
अब you could say कि हाँ big name नहीं है. अब people consider Fahim Ashraf to be a big name when it comes to the PSL. So अभी previous years की performance ना भी अगर इतना वो करें तो, but I think कि overall squad balanced है. Spinners अच्छे हैं. You have Nomi Bhai, there's Sufyan Mukim and Usman Qadir. So
Sufyan.
it's not that bad provided Sufyan remains fit. So I think it's not that bad of a squad. Obviously, because of the fact कि ये किसी metric के base पे इन्होंने division और player बांटे नहीं हैं. अब I do not know backdoor पे किस तरह इन्होंने ये divisions किए हैं. But overall तो इतनी बुरी squad नहीं है. But Saud Shakeen, leading the side, I think it's a good step for him. Sarfraz being his mentor is something that he'll learn a lot from. Someone who he'll learn a lot from. तो आई थिंक जो मेरे लिए सबसे अच्छा पर्पस इससे अचीव होगा वुड बी हैविंग Saud being prepped up as a good captain for the future years. You never know कि he may be given the reins in the test side soon or even in the Monday side. So he's a good player. He's an integral part of the test team as well. So वो captaincy acumen judge करने वाली बात भी थी. Plus you have Sarfraz with him, so who better to guide you?
Yeah, definitely. Batting mein they have Herrera there opening the innings. Clark, who's going to take the gloves as well. Qasim Akram is there. Sahab Farhan is there. Saban France is actually going to open. So, Sarfraz Ahmed there in the middle. I mean, it's and Saud Shakil. It's a good lineup. Like they're a good lineup to watch essentially. But still, compared to other sides that we have, I still think that they are a bit shaky.
You could argue, but I think कि वही जो हम PSL में भी अक्सर बात करते हैं, खैर this is something talking about a different format altogether, but वही बात है जो टीम ज़्यादा gel in कर पाएगी in the end within the tournament, or the
Mhm.
people who get their tactics right, who रिजवान के बारे में हम जब बात करते हैं, the best people utilizer, or you could say the skill set utilizer and utility captain वाली बात, तो आई थिंक वो वाली चीज़ अगर एक अच्छे कैप्टन को इफ यू गेट डिसेंट प्लेयर्स इवन, तो उनकी जो यूटिलिटी है, यूटिलाइजेशन है, दैट मैटर्स अ लॉट. तो आई थिंक इस बात पे हमें ऑब्वियसली सरफराज वुड बी एड टू सोचेंगे एट दिस पॉइंट, बट ये जज भी करना अच्छी बात होगी हमारे लिए, टू सी हाउ वेल साउथ डज with the resources he has in hand.
Right, yeah. Now, speaking of good captains, Shaheen Shafidi is leading Lions. Now, it's interesting that the chairman is still the same. जिसके अंदर Shaheen का removal हुआ था, but then they, they probably changed their mind. I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, Shaheen is leading Lions. Waqar Yunus is a mentor. That's a good combo. Waqar Yunus and Shaheen Shafidi. And Shaheen Shafidi की जो development थी 2019 and 2020 में उसमें Waqar Yunus का था काफी ज़्यादा.
yeah, plus the fact कि एक थोड़ी सी controversial सी बात है, but Babar is not leading any side and Shaheen is leading the
Mhm.
Lions, so और current setup scenario पूरा जो controversies गुजरी हैं पिछले for the last few months, तो उस सारे context में अगर देखा जाए तो it's very interesting to say the least कि Babar is playing under Mohammad Haris, and Shaheen is leading the side all by himself. बट आई थिंक कि बाकी जो स्क्वाड की बात है, it is much more balanced than the Dolphins. I agree with the point you were making earlier on. Okay, they have the fast bowling all rounders in Amir Jamal and Amir Amin, and batting lineup is also decent. Abdullah Shafiq is there, Imamul Haq is there. We saw on Twitter earlier on, फाख्ता वाली tweets देखी नहीं आपने, intent वाली जो अभी आई थी recently. Imam made a quick odd 180 odd of 100 or 120 balls. So we there was a proper campaign going on कि भाई आपने इंटेंट की वजह से साइम को और अब्दुल्ला को टेस्ट में रखा हुआ है, एंड इमाम इज मेकिंग दीज रन्स. नहीं देखी नहीं वो ट्वीट्स?
No, I'm sorry, I missed out.
So I just found them hilarious enough कि भाई you're making case and point for a player who's played well, but but it was a practice game where he did that, and you're bringing equating it with a test series games of which you lost 2-0. तो आप किस तरह दो चीज़ों में comparison कर सकते हैं? Right, that's journalism in Pakistan for you, but उसके अलावा any notable mentions in the Lions for you?
It's the kind of squad I would really like to watch because इसमें there are certain players in पे I would keep an eye on. Mohammad Irfan Khan Niazi is one of them. I mean, I love Irfan Khan Niazi. I think I really equate him to someone like Stubbs because दोनों के बारे में perception है. I tweeted about this as well after the World Cup final कि दोनों के बारे में perception है कि they are T20 players, but they are phenomenal first class players too. And they both will shape their national sides in the next 10 years as far as I think. And iske alawa there's Faisal Akram there, so talented and so much potential. Iske alawa I want to see how Khushdil Shah performs because Khushdil Shah was being pinned as the player for Pakistan cricket 3 years ago. It didn't work out for him, but I need to see how he does. And to be fair, he did really well in ODI cricket. उसको पता नहीं क्यों ड्रॉप किया था बीच में. T20 परफॉर्मेंस पे से ODI से ड्रॉप किया था. उसके बाद there's yeah, Ruhail Nazir is there, so that actually rings a lot of bells about 2020, because he used to be the keeper under Sarfaraz Ahmed, a backup keeper. So yeah, that's a really good squad. It is an
Yeah.
entertaining squad.
या उसके अलावा आई थिंक उमर बिन यूसुफ being there, perfect ODI
Yeah,
player that
yeah,
we
Mr.
could have produced from the domestic circuit. उसके अलावा I've heard about शारून सिराज and सिराजुद्दीन as well कि I saw एक कोई clips भी देखी थी अभी practice games की कोई सिराजुद्दीन bowled very well. People mistook him for some other player in one of those clips. I think it's exciting to see the newer talent that comes through. Other than the three brothers, the Shah brothers who will be playing for each of their teams. उसके
Yeah,
उसके बाद मार्कोर्स हैं, you know,
yeah.
essentially you could say the the Peshawar
Markhor. So
or
interestingly, their name has been changed to Sham. They were wolves. I mean, I have a reason in my mind to क्यों change हुआ है to Markhor specifically, but I would obviously won't mention that. But uh, yeah, that's one interesting part about them.
I think Marco जरूरी भी है होना. They it needed to be there the name for some odd reason. उसके अलावा I think ये वही
I mean,
KP
Markhor
वाली
is a
side है
national
ना.
animal. We love our Markhors here in Pakistan.
हाँ, yeah, we do. I know. Yeah. But I think Wolves भी अच्छा नाम होता. खैर, moving on from the names, Rizwan is leading the side. We have essentially the KP lineup we used to have in the regional setup. और फिर वो Peshawar wali line, Bismillah Khan is there. You have Ali Usman. He used to bat in the middle or to lower middle order. Fakhar Zaman is there. You have Hasibullah. Ifti is there. Ifti Mania, who has been under the bus pretty recently for his comments about him being a tail ender, not middle order batter. Kamran Ghulam is there, another solid find. I find Umair bin Yusuf and Kamran Ghulam to be quite exceptional players in the domestic circuit. They've made loads of runs for their sides in the domestic circuit for the past 3 to 4 years. So I think them stepping up these seasons and eventually making it to the national sides would be huge deal for us. उसके बाद बॉलिंग में अगर देखें so you have इमरान जूनियर, and then you have Naseem Shah is there, Shahnawaz Dhani, Zahid Mahmood.
John
So
Wazani.
so अच्छी the makeup of this side also looks good.
So
Salman Ali
far,
Agha,
it's the best. It's
Salman
the
Ali Agha
best
is
squad.
हाँ, अभी तक you could say that it's the best amongst the three. You have Salman Ali Agha there as well, so you have another utility player, that Rizwan. Rizwan, likes to play with such players, and I think this side suits him a lot. How well he'll be able to extract each and everything that a player has. And एक होता है ना कि player has a capacity of performing at 100%. Most captains function at that 80 to 90% of each player. So Rizwan extracts that last 10% out of each and every individual in his side. कि अगर I always give the example वो खुशदिल वाली in the PSL के people questioned a lot कि Rizwan left overs of his premier bowlers just to bowl Khushdil in the power play and after the power play as well, and eventually it worked out for him. And similarly in the later season it did not work out for him in the first few games, so he left it. He knew how to function. ऐसी बात भी नहीं है कि he just keeps on doing it for the sake of a habit or anything, just like some other captains tend to do. So I think इस बारे में Rizwan is a smart tactician and a captain. Next team, who's the mentor? Misbah is the mentor. So by
Yeah,
Rizwan Misbah.
I just want, yeah, I just wanted to say that this side represents the the excellence of the KPK side that we had in the previous domestic system, because वो side एक best side थी, and because ये उसी पे ही sort of इन्होंने base किया, तो that just shows that that side was the best side, and why that side is the best side. Yeah, I just wanted to add that, and obviously Misbah al Haq being there. Yeah, I think the best mentors out of all the mentors.
उसके बाद we have Panthers, I think. Panthers,
Yeah, so
Shadab Khan,
Shadab Khan and Saklan Mushtaq. So
Saklan Mushtaq.
it's a family connection as well. I don't really mind that.
Yeah, I think in the at the end of the day, everyone is a professional here, so उस पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए ज़्यादा. ये नॉर्दर्न साइड वाला इन्फ्लुएंस डू यू फील इसमें आ रहा है? बट आई थोड़ा सा मिक्स्ड भी है. दे हैव अरफात मिनहास, बंगलज़ई इज देयर. We saw how destructive he could be when he played in the PSL as well. Baki Ahmad Butt, who could be considered a domestic veteran at this point. They have fast bowling resources भी अच्छी हैं. There's Hasnain is there, and और कौन है? I think Zishan is there. Zishan Zamir है ये, who's I think वही है
No,
fast
no, no.
bowler.
Mohammad Ishan, under 19 guy who played
अच्छा
for
अच्छा हाँ,
Peshawar.
the tall lad.
Yeah, tall guy.
Yeah, I might be mistaken. सही है. Waba, a good player to be there. Mubassir Khan is there. They have Saim Ayub, Umar Siddiq, who played for Multan for a season, I think.
Yes, Multan.
एक आध गेम खेला था. Osama Mir is there. Usman Khan is there. So quite a lot of players from the Sultans in. And Azan Oais is there from the under 19 team. So it is
Yeah, quite a
not.
decent side.
It is not one of the best sides, but still, you could consider it to be in the top two or three teams at this
It
point.
is fairly balanced, I think. It is fairly balanced, and I'm extremely excited to see Arafat Minhas because
Arafat
I think
Minhas.
Arafat Minhas is the kind of player. He's the kind of player who can replace the void that Nawaz has left in our ODI side. ODI side.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. इसी तरह Kasim Akram was there. I think एक किसी ऊपर team में I might have missed him while naming the
Yeah,
players. Yeah, Kasim Akram was in Dolphins.
Qasim Akram was there in the first side, Dolphins.
Yeah, so sure. So I think both Kasim and Arafat have the perfect amount of expectation set from them if they manage to do well and get themselves up to a good start. So they'll serve our side for long time going forward.
Okay, now the Stallions, the Sialkot Stallions, the legendary Sialkot Stallions. I was so excited when I saw this name. And very interestingly, my favorite player in Pakistan cricket is captaining this side, and he's captaining Babar Azam, freaking Babar Azam. And because I have grudge. I don't really hate Babar Azam. I generally like Babar Azam, but I have so much grudge against him for how Mohammad Haris has been treated under his regime because Mohammad Haris did so well in the T20 World Cup, and then next series New Zealand के against he was dropped. ठीक है, he was rested apparently. वैसे that makes it even more ridiculous. उसके बाद फिर पेशावर में I know, yes, Babar Azam and Saim Ayub are the perfect opening combination. They're going to continue, and I can accept that. But उसके अलावा he's Mohammad Haris was the only player जिसका कोई role setup नहीं था. He was कभी कभार coming at number 3. He was coming कभी कभार coming at number 6. He was कभी कभार coming at number 4 and 5 as well, which is so ridiculous because you should expect senior players to play those kind of roles. Maybe Kohler Cadmore could have been the one जो के float around करता batting order के. But Mohammad Haris कभी and the thing is कि it's not about the number. It's about the kind of situation that you're coming in. कभी Mohammad Haris coming in the power play, कभी in the 18th over, कभी in the 15th over. It was so ridiculous for him. There was no consistency. And I blame Babar because Babar is quite a powerful captain and he has say in Peshawar's Zalmi ka dressing room. And I think Mohammad Haris को अगर better PSL career करना है तो he needs to get out of Peshawar. But yeah, that was my rant about my favorite player. But yeah, Mohammad Haris is the captain. Babar Azam is there as the vice captain, I guess. It's a very good side. Abrar Ahmed, Haris Rauf, Hussein Talat, उसके बाद जमान खान, तैयब ताहिर did so well. Khan Masood, I think genuine list A player.
Yeah, I think people are quite they're counting him out for all the wrong reasons. I think Chan will be among. I think he can be among the top run scorers of this tournament. He likes playing on the Pakistani surfaces. पिछले tournaments में he's quite a good list A performer. So I wouldn't mind him doing well. वैसे तो but I think team balance के हिसाब से भी if he plays I think they'll slot him in somewhere good. उसके अलावा बॉलिंग लाइनअप भी देखें आई एम क्वाइट इम्प्रेस्ड बाय द फास्ट बॉलर्स दे हैव मोहम्मद अली इज देयर उबैद शाह इज देयर जमान खान इज देयर सो तीन तो प्रॉपर फ्रंट लाइन पेसर्स हैं इनके पास उसके अलावा दे आल्सो है
Haris
मेहरान
Rauf,
मुमताज
Haris Rauf.
हारिस सॉरी आई मिस्ड हारिस रऊफ देयर उसके अलावा आई थिंक मेहरान मुमताज जो हम दो की पीछे बात कर रहे थे कासिम अकरम एंड अरफात मिनाज मेहरान मुमताज इज द थर्ड वन आई थिंक ये दीज थ्री प्लेयर्स इनमें से अगर दो भी मैनेज टू डू वेल एंड stay in the right areas वैसे हम bowling के इसमें कहते हैं but in cricketing terms wise कि if they manage to stay on the right path and eventually make it through the national sides with good performance on their backs and proper ragda of domestic cricket so I think they'll serve us very well in the future उसके अलावा दे हैव बीन मेंटोर्ड बाय शोएब मलिक सो सियालकोट स्टैलियंस वाली वही नॉस्टैल्जिक वाइब शोएब मलिक being the mentor
Yeah.
of the Stallions. We missed Sohail Tanvi being there for the Rawalpindi Rams. So had there been a team named as the Rams or for Rawalpindi, we would have had Sohail Tanvi in as well. उसके अलावा आई थिंक I'll have to make a correction I did earlier कि I mentioned I mistakenly took the name of Ali Usman as Khalid Usman. I think there's a player named Khalid Usman who played for the Peshawar or the KP side. He used to play in the middle to lower middle order. He used to bowl a bit of off spin as well, if I'm not wrong again. So I think I mistook his name for Ali Usman. I'm not aware of Ali Usman for that matter. But उसके अलावा I think we've covered all the sides. Obviously इतने सारे players हैं तो उसमें से we would have managed to make some errors here or there or missed some big names. But
Yeah.
उसके अलावा I'm quite excited for it. I think इस the यही बात जो हम पहले करते थे if you bring quality up elevate और फिर आप थोड़ी सी फिल्टरिंग करते हैं प्लेयर्स की तो इवेंचुअली यू गेट अ वेरी एक्साइटिंग टूर्नामेंट रादर कि आप एक पुराने डोमेस्टिक स्ट्रक्चर में यू वुड हैव बीइंग ऑपरेटेड बाय द teams that have been there for 20-30 years और जिस सिर्फ वो कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल एम्प्लॉयज़ के तौर पे प्लेयर्स खेलते हैं वहाँ पे सो उसके मुकाबले में आई थिंक वील हैव मच मोर इंटरेस्ट वाचिंग दीज गेम्स हु इज़ योर फेवरेट साइड वैसे मत
यार मोहम्मद हारिस की वजह से प्रॉब्ली द ये वाली साइड स्टैलियंस वाली साइड स्टैलियंस राइट या स्टैलियंस इसके अलावा बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द बैलेंस वगैरह आई थिंक मार्क होर्स सो मे बी आई I see Mark Horse winning this tournament. It's a prediction, I guess. But Stallions are going to do really well. Lions are going to do really well. I don't know about Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree. I also think वैसे रिजवान की वजह से I'll be
What about you?
supporting Markhors. But वैसे देखा जाए तो I agree with you कि Stallions is up there in the top two for me as well. कि they have a very good side bowling lineup खास तौर पे and we can or you could argue कि you can also not count out the Lions. Shaheen is leading them. But अगर आप player by player थोड़ी सी comparison करें तो I think Mark 4 is in the top two for sure for me and hopefully we'll get to see a great tournament ahead. आगे देखते हैं क्या होता है कोई इंजरीज तो नहीं होती किसी प्लेयर को गॉड फॉरबिड तो उस केस में कैसे टीम्स उस पे कोप करती हैं and I think this is all in preparation towards the next year's big event the international event so थोड़ी सी cricket for a different format for a change हम देखेंगे I think ये अच्छी बात होगी
And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.
You got me, you are